Hey folks, welcome to another episode from the Pacific Angler Classroom. My name is Matt Sharp, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my advanced nymphing rig. A lot of you guys have been asking about this. We do a ton of nymphing on the Thompson, on the Skagit, on the Squamish, and though there's some fairly basic things we can do with a nymphing rig, if we want to get really into it, we can build a leader that is very specifically designed to take advantage of some of the benefits of modern fly material to make the nymphing presentation just a little bit better. Now, the first thing with a nymphing rig is fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon is a pretty cool material. A lot of you guys are already familiar with it, but it is much clearer than monofilament. The other benefits it has too is that it's thinner and it's denser. That's really critical for nymphing because we want to get the most drag-free drift possible. With a more dense, heavier sinking line, we can get that nymph down fast. And so using fluorocarbon is really critical. Even if we were just using a simple tapered leader, if we were nymphing, fluorocarbon is a good choice. That said, the tapered leaders are good, but they aren't tapered exactly perfectly for sinking. And so sinking is the name of the game with nymphing. And what we do with our leaders is we build a leader specifically designed to get deep fast. The way we do it is we take a heavy butt section. This can be monofilament. This is the section that's going to have your indicator anchored to it. So I recommend 20 to 25 pound test for this line, and we're going to use about 2.5 feet of it. This is where we're going to put our indicator, and it's going to allow us to slide our indicator up and down to control different depths. Now, the next part is a sight piece. This is from Rio. It's their two-toned indicator line. They use it for a number of different fishing applications, but we use it in just a very short piece here. This is going to allow us to high stick nymph and see what's going on underneath our indicator when we make mends. I want to use a very short chunk, and I need to use a relatively heavy line rating in this to junction between my thick butt section and my very skinny fluorocarbon sinking section. So we recommend the 11 pound or the 1X. Using the knots here, we're going to tie blood knots. Blood knots are far superior to surgeon's knots when it comes to having the line lay straight and also having the tag ends stick out at angles that are less likely to tangle. So we do a clean blood knot here, and then 10 inches and another clean blood knot. This is where we get into the sinking portion of the leader. We want this to sink fast, so we immediately taper down to a relatively small diameter fluorocarbon. I use 7 pound for most of my leaders. Sometimes I will go even lighter and turn this into 5 pound, but 7 seems to cover most of our bases. Now for this length, we will want it to get right deep. And so I usually use about 6 feet, so a full breast span for me with maybe a little bit of extra. So with this full breast span, 6 feet or so of 7 pound fluorocarbon, I'm then going to anchor my split shot. Split shot's going to get you down. We don't recommend using a ton of split shot, just one is enough. Mending is going to get you more depth than adding too much weight to your rig. You still want to be able to cast this, and having only a little bit of weight is going to benefit things because you're going to get a much more natural, free-flowing drift than if you'd added 6 or 7 split shot and really had this weighted down. Now, below the split shot, we're going to put a swivel. We can also use tippet rings, which are really useful for this. The reason for this is that tying knots in fluorocarbon can be a challenge, and switching out can be hard. With the swivel or the tippet ring, we can just tie simple improved clinch knots, which are much easier than blood knots in light tippet. From this point, we're going to add 18 inches of fluorocarbon. Now we're going to step 1 down from our mainline fluorocarbon. So in this case, we're going to use 5 pound fluorocarbon. 18 inches to your fly, and you're in the game. This leader sinks much faster than the conventional tapered leaders. It's also relatively easy to make, and when you're talking about full fluorocarbon leaders, this is cheaper, so you're going to save some money at the end of the day. Well, I hope this helps you when you're out on the Skagit this season, or out at the Thompson, or anywhere you're running a nymph rig. So if you'd like more information on this technique, please visit our website at www.pacificangler.ca. Come down to the store, talk to our guys. We all love doing this rig, or look into some of our classes and courses.